Ecuador's largest city has been turned into a virtual ghost town due to a dizzying wave of criminal violence that led the South American country's recently elected president to declare his country at war. On Thursday, the streets Guayaquil, a normally busy port city nearly 3 million people, remained eerily quiet after nearly 15 people were killed in a succession arson attacks, car-ings, and prison riots in different parts of the country, after waste collectors such as schools, universities and government offices stopped their activities. Street corners were filled with piles of garbage. Many of the city's usually congested roads were virtually free of traffic, and those who did venture out drove at high speeds to reduce the risk exposure. Even with the exception of a nationwide 11 p.m. 5 a.m. curfew imposed in response to this week's violence, most shops and businesses remained closed. Almost no one was visible after dark on Wednesday. Guayaquil is desert, said José Luis Calderón, a local television reporter who was held hostage live on Tuesday when more than a dozen gunmen stormed his station's headquarters in the city. Shortly after this daring attack on the TC Television network, Ecuador's president, Daniel Noboa, declared a state of internal armed conflict. "We are at war. We cannot surrender to these terrorists," Noboa said on Wednesday as he struggled to regain control of Ecuador's streets and prisons, where the government says 178 guards workers are still held hostage by gangsters. He has connections to Mexican drug cartels. Navy spokesman Marcelo Gutiérrez, who was patrolling Guayaquil's riverside Caraguay seafood market on Thursday, insisted that authorities had responded and would prevail. Gutiérrez, 38, said as his soldiers, "These criminals can be sure that we will not hesitate for a moment when it comes to protecting our citizens. If we have to sacrifice our lives to defend the population, we will do so." He advanced through the market carrying assault rifles. A Navy spokesman claimed situation in Guayaquil was under control and the port city was slowly returning to normal. But Guardian reporters saw little sign of security forces on city's streets on Wednesday and Thursday. Ground zero for this week's violence was La Regional, a high-security prison on the northern outskirts of Guayaquil where José Adolfo Macías Villamar, one of Ecuador's most notorious criminals, was until recently held. Members of Army's elite forces examine the men and check their IDs as they patrol streets of Carapungo, a popular neighborhood in northern Quito. Macías, leader Los Choneros, powerful gang linked to Mexico's Sinaloa cartel, disappeared from his cell over the weekend, and his alleged escape sparked a staggering explosion of bloodshed and chaos that shocked country long considered one largest in South America. Reportedly caused peaceful to the core after the disappearance of Macías, whose nickname was Fito. The prisoners took several guards hostage. See